So this is not my very first video, clearly, because there's other videos on my channel. So this is gonna be like my first serious. Hopefully, I just keep it going because this YouTube thing is no joke. You have to really be invested in. I'm looking there, and I need to look there. Okay, so we're here. We're here. Okay. If you catch me looking there, it's because I'm looking at myself in the viewfinder. But I'm going to try to focus here. Alright? So this isn't my first tutorial. Clearly, I have a channel. But it is my first tutorial with my new camera, my new lighting. So I'm pretty excited about it. I do plan on making a lot of tutorials. I have a lot more time on my hands for right now. So I'm going to try to take advantage of all the time that I have. In this look today, I did a very purple look. I used not too many shadows. I actually used a sleek palette, but I'm going in the video. You'll see me talking through, letting you know what's comparable with MAC shadows, and then from there, if you got something that looks like those MAC shadows, then you can use it. I used the Revlon Color Burst Matte Balm in the color 215, which is Shameless. I used this as a liner. This right here is the glitter that I used. It's not even like a glitter, it's like a dust. It's very, 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 very fine. It's by Napoleon Perguise. You can put any glitter on top of this. I don't care what color glitter it is, if it's silver, blue, black, whatever. It could be any color glitter you really want. I would recommend like a silver or a gold. It looks like this. Oh, isn't it cute? And it's like really fine. It's like it's not glitter though, it's like a dust, literally like dust. Like if I blew it, it would go everywhere. If I ever dropped this, I would cry. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. If you would like to see a tutorial for this look that I have right here, just continue to watch. Alright guys, so we're going to get started with our brows snatched already. So right here, as you can see, I'm placing Urban Decay's Primer Potion all over my lid to act as a primer so that our eyeshadows stay on and do not crease all day long. And I am going ahead and placing a transition color here. I do believe I'm using MAC Soft Brown. So if you have any type of transition color, this will work. You don't have to use MAC Soft Brown, but anything that will work as a transition color will work. Here I am taking my blending brush and dipping it into Sleek's version 2 matte palette, I believe. This color that I'm using is very comparable to MAC's Saddle. So if you have a dark, almost auburn, chocolatey type of shade, I won't say it's Swiss chocolate, I would say it's more so Saddle. So we're going to use that and just kind of blend that out into our crease, and then it's also acting as a transition color as well. So we're going to go into that same palette, and this is a dark purple. You can use any type of dark purple color. I don't really know what would be from MAC. Maybe Fig 1 would be a comparable color to the color that I'm using in my crease here. So this is just going to act as a crease color. And next I'm taking a MAC color, which it came from a small little MAC palette that I had. It's old, but I think this would be comparable to MAC's Vibrant Grape that they have. I do believe that's still available at MAC. So I'm going to place that all over my eyelid, and ignore me, I'm singing. I'm singing a song. That's just, I can't help it. If music is playing in the background, that's what I do. So I'm going ahead and placing that dark purple shade and blending that out just a little bit more, because, you know, eyeshadows are all about blending. So it's, you know, it takes technique, and it takes just, you know, moving your brush around, honestly, just to blend colors. This right here is, I'm using Sigma's E40 brush, I want to say. I don't really remember, but it's comparable to MAC's 217, and I'm just using that to blend out my colors. Next, I'm going to take that dark purple shade, and I wanted to just kind of show you that that's the palette that I'm using, and it's a similar color to MAC's Sketch. So I'm placing that in the outer V of my eyelid, and this is just going to give my eyeballs some definition, or my eyelids some definition. I have really big eyelids, so I'm just going to place that there and just blend it out. Next, I'm going to take my eyelash curler, and as you can see, I'm flipping that upside down because my eyelashes are super curly and I'm prepping them for my lashes to be placed on. So here I'm taking Inglot's number 77 eye gel, eyeliner gel, and it's my favorite. It's pretty awesome, and I'm just going to line my eyes. Now this is one of the most difficult tasks that I think I've ever had to do in my life because I use a mirror that's magnified. Typically I don't do this on camera, so I was really struggling. So as you can see, I'm looking at a mirror just trying to get that together, and now I have eyeliner on my eyes. Clearly I got off camera and did it. But I'm taking what I believe to be NARS's Albatross, or I don't know what color I'm using. Honestly, I apologize, but it's a highlighter shade. So you know your highlighter shades. I might be using Grain by MAC, or I may be using Rice Paper by MAC. I placed it in my inner corner and I put it on my eyebrow bone. And look at that. It looks pretty good so far. I didn't want a harsh black line, so I'm using Rimmel's taupe eyeliner on my bottom lash line, and this is just going to give the effect of a more bright eye, a more open eye, and not be as harsh as a black liner. This is my favorite primer here. It's by Tarte, the 12-hour pore perfecting something by Tarte. It is my favorite. I typically focus that on my T-zone because that's what I need it more so on. And I'm working on getting my skin just together. My skin is just a hot mess right now. But of course, primer just make sure your pores are muted and your makeup stays on flawlessly all day. And next I'm taking NARS's foundation. I believe the shade is Cadiz, and that's my shade. And I am buffing that in with a Real Techniques buffer foundation brush. Not sure, but it's, if you saw it, it's pretty awesome. It's one of my favorite brushes to use, especially with the NARS Sheer Glow. And I'm just placing that all over my face and making sure I go in a tapping motion and a blending motion to make sure that it has the amount of coverage that I would like. And next I am going to just take this foundation all over my face. What I'm trying to do is just get the, my face is really been bad lately, so I'm just pretty much packing that foundation on. I like full coverage. If you don't like full coverage, that's fine, but it's whatever you like. It's makeup. You can wash it off. You can do whatever you want with it. And so next what I'm going to do is mute out my lips. This is just something new I've been doing when it just gives me a blank canvas to work with when I'm doing a pigmented lipstick or something like that. Next I'm going to go ahead and highlight under my eyes, and I am using Max Prolong Wear concealer, and this is in the shade NC42, I believe, and I'm taking the Real Techniques contour brush, I believe this is, and I am buffing that out and just kind of blending that into the foundation. This is a new brush that I'm using. I typically like to use the Sigma F80 brush, I want to say, and that helps me blend it out also, but this works awesome as well. I just started using this technique. And I'm just going to blend that out into my foundation. You don't want any harsh lines, so I'm going back with my foundation brush, and I'm going to blend that out just a little bit more because we don't want harsh lines with makeup. Sometimes you can get away with it, but for the most part, you just want to blend everything in flawlessly. Next, I'm taking a sponge, and I'm dipping that into my Ben Nye Banana loose powder, and I'm going to place that under my eyes. I like to pack it on, and that's, that's what works for me. Alright, so, and I like to use this sponge. Sometimes I like to use a brush, but it really depends on the eye look that I'm going for. Next, I'm going to take MAC's Prep and Prime highlighter, and I don't know the shade, but I'll put it down below if I remember what it is. But I really like how bright it is, and I was trying to avoid that big old bump on my forehead, but it wasn't working out, so you'll see that later. But this is pretty much my typical highlighting placement, and I'll go ahead and I look crazy. I'm going to go ahead and buff that in with that same Real Techniques contour brush. And as you can see, it just blends in flawlessly. And the whole point of makeup is you always want to just blend everything in flawlessly. Just blend, 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 blend. And as you can see that bump on my forehead. As you may already know this, but if you put a lighter color on like a raised portion of your face, because the whole point of placing that lighter color is to bring out a specific feature. So if you have a bump on your face, that kind of really sucks because it brings it out even more. So there was no saving that bump. And I'm going to go ahead and set those same spots that I placed that Prep and Prime highlighter on with the Midnight Banana powder. And next I'm going to go ahead and place a powder on there. I believe I'm using MAC's Mineralized Skin Finish in Medium Deep. And I am just going around my face and buffing everything out flawlessly to make sure that it's blending into my skin. And taking and sweeping that brush under my eye as well so I can get that banana powder all the way. And the best thing about banana powder is it doesn't really give a flashback whenever you're taking pictures with flash, so that's what I really like about it. Next I'm taking this e.l.f. Contour Blush Duo, and I believe this is, it's not Turks and Caicos, but it is Antigua, I believe. It's not as harsh as Turks and Caicos, but when I do my contour, I like it to be shown. And this one's a little bit more redder than the one in Turks and Caicos to me. So I'm just taking that, and I like to make it darker towards my ear and then sheer it out, going more towards the inner portion of my face. And I do a three technique. So I take it around my forehead, I take it on my cheekbones, and I take it on my jawline and bring it towards up to my ear. And you call that the 3 technique, I believe. And I'm just blending that out. Again, I can't stress this enough, that makeup is really all about blending. This right here is I want to say Dulce Vita by NARS. It's very pigmented. And I'm using the Sonia Kashuk blush brush. This Sonia Kashuk brush collection for their 15-year anniversary was it's pretty great. So if you weren't able to get your hands on it, that kind of sucks. But because they are really great colors. I'm taking that same brown shade under my eyes, and I am just buffing that out to make sure I get like a little smoky effect. And I'm taking that dark purple that I placed in the crease earlier and just placing that a little bit closer to my lash line. And this will just give my eyes a little bit more dimension and still, provide a smoky effect for my smoky eye. This right here is really the star of the show. It is Napoleon Perdis Loose Dust in the shade 38. Not sure if this specific shade is still available, but they do have the Loose Dust powder still online. I'll try to link that below. And I'm almost positive you can use it with any color. But this is really the star of the show. And I'm going to go ahead and blend that out. But I thought it looked great. I love, love, love it. It's so fine. It's so beautiful. It's so fine. Next, I'm going to contour my nose. And I know I'm all over the place. Just bear with me. This is like one of my first videos, so just bear with me. And here I'm using Albatross highlighter on the top part of my cheeks. And again, I have these little bumps on my face, which kind of sucks because it raises those bumps when you place highlighters and stuff for shimmery shades on it. But we're just going to, hopefully it looks good at the end. Next, I could not find a pencil, actual lip pencil that I could use for a liner. So I'm using the Shameless, I want to say it's by L'Oreal. It's called Shameless. I'll put it down below, but I'm using that to line my lips. It's pretty awesome. It's very similar to MAC's Heroin. And here I'm using MAC Snob in the center of my lips. And I was trying to go for ombre effect, but it just didn't work out that way. And it is what it is. So you'll see me kind of go back and forth with it to just get a good effect, a good look. And it is what it is. And I wasn't going to wear a lip gloss with this, but I changed my mind. I wanted it to be a little bit more shimmery and bright on my eyes as well as my lips. So I'm using a lilac lavender-ish type of lip gloss. I'm not sure which one I use, but I'm going to go ahead and place that on my lips. And I'm going back to my eyes, and I'm placing mascara. Remember, we prepped our eyes earlier with the eyelash curler. But I'm just going to put one single coat on my top lashes and maybe a couple coats on my bottom lashes. And I'm using the Shocking Extensions by L'Oreal mascara. And next I'm just going to place some lashes on there. This wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. I thought placing lashes on camera was going to be a little bit more difficult, but it wasn't that bad. So I'm just going to place those right there on my eyelid. And that is my finished look. It's almost like, I'm finished. Thank you, Jesus. My eyelash glue isn't set yet. I probably should have waited for that, but whatever. But here I am doing some, shameless posing for you guys. I really appreciate everybody watching my video. If you would like to see something specific, or if you just want to give me some words of encouragement, I would love that. But this is my first, real video with my new camera and everything. So I really hope that you like this video. And thank you so much for watching. And I will see you later. All right? Bye, guys.